back from off Fear the Walking Dead. This is episode 15 of season 4, the penultimate episode of the season. Mad that we're nearly at the end, and I'm nearly caught up with the show, finally, after like a year and a half. Well, nearly a year and a half. So that's going to be very exciting to finally be able to catch up and be able to get hyped about watching the show live with everyone else, which is going to be really exciting. But I still need to get through the next 2 episodes. And yeah, the final stretch. I don't know if it's like a 2-part sort of finale or anything. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure that these kind of shows do that anyway, because obviously a lot of shows, a lot of episodes even like end on cliffhangers anyway, and it's kind of one long continuous story. But I think the titles are linked, so I don't know if it's kind of a long story across 2 episodes or if it's just how they've decided to title them, because the Walking Dead universe do tend to be quite clever with their episode titles, which is something I personally really appreciate. I don't know why, I just love a good episode title, but there we are. Very, very excited to get into this and see what's going to happen next. Last episode ended with Alicia and Charlie, I'm assuming, reuniting with Strand and John Dory, so that's going to be cool if that's actually the case. And Jim got bitten. Sad. What a big shame. He's going to be a terrible loss. Oh, I'm going to miss him terribly. Poor Jim. Never mind. But yeah, so that's going on as well. I'm just hoping we're finally going to get to see the group find each other again, although that may not be into the next one, I don't know. And we have, is it Martha? The crazy lady running around causing trouble. So I'm sure we're going to see more of her as well. But I'm very excited to carry on, see what's going to happen, see how they're going to begin to kind of wrap up this season. Because I know it's been controversial-ish, maybe just like a bit divisive among fans, which I think's fair enough. I can see both sides of the argument. I can see it's a big change, and we lost some big names in this season, and that's a big change for me because obviously I lost Nick, who was my favourite, right from the start, and that was pretty rough for me to carry on. And then we lost Madison, of course, as well, and it was a whole thing. And they tried something different in the first half with like the 2 timelines, and then obviously we have Morgan in the show. We had loads of new characters. So I can understand some people be really like embracing in that and enjoying that, and then some people would be turned off by that, and I can completely understand both sides of it. But personally, I've actually quite enjoyed the season quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to start to wrap it up with this next episode. So yeah, very, very exciting. Let's get into it. And if I seem a bit bleh or off during the reaction, I do not feel well at all. I feel very, very sick. But I just want to power through and finish off the season. So yeah, let's just get right into it.
Valerie could have died.
Huh, that's a cool shot.
Shut it, Jimbo.
Yeah, shut it. I don't care if you're dying. Yay, they are. They are reuniting. Wholesome. Come on.
John. Perhaps we just needed to believe.
Ah. I think he needed to hear that.
And you're not going to believe it, we just found John and Strand.
Aww.
And I'm afraid that you're in the place where I was.
Yeah, I was going to say they kind of swapped roles.
What lies ahead. You know what Charlie did to Alicia? What she took from her. Who she took. And now, they're out there.
I can't go down there, kill any of those goddamn things. Pissing on them's the only FU I got here.
Oh, well, that's... Yeah.
Anything else? You're just coming over to make yourself feel better about what you did to me.
Oh, fuck off.
You are a Class A asshole. An unpleasant jagoff who fills every room he steps into with a philosophical fart.
Amen.
But your beer, it is an exceptional brew. Packs nutrition.
Oh, talk about something else for once in your fucking life.
Charlie, can you...
Oh, shit.
Charlie, go!
I heard you!
Get down! Get down!
You shouldn't be helping them!
This bitch.
We can help you!
I don't need any help! I am not weak!
You need a lot of help, I think. Quick, kill her!
Hope you're alive. Damwalkie died, and I don't know if you did. So I'm gonna go for the freight elevator. If you read this and I'm dead in the hallway, find my goddamn tapes and keep them safe. Make copies. Leave a stash somewhere if you can. If I make it, that's what I'm gonna do. And if you find that C word, settle her shit.
Yeah.
She didn't use a C word. She went for the full quesadilla.
And that is Alicia though, isn't it?
You okay?
You?
Wholesome. The only 2 season 1 originals
Like a
left.
fellow passenger, babe.
Ugh, just kill her.
You don't have to stay.
I do. I have to. And you have to let me, Joe.
No.
You're gonna get out?
I hope so. If they kill Morgan off, I feel like they would just bring him back to The Walking Dead to do it. So I don't know how I'd feel about them killing him on another show. Like he was in The Walking Dead pilot, you know?
John, is that you?
Jude?
Aww.
It's off. Are you okay?
I opened up my side a little bit, but we'll hear your voice. Yeah, I'm pretty good now. Are you now okay?
It's so wholesome.
I think Al is.
I had a blackjack for you, but I ate it.
I knew he was going to mention that.
Well, you have to build up your strength.
I wanted to leave you on the side of the road.
You should have.
You would have died.
At least I wouldn't have been weak.
I remember what Morgan said on the walk before you
I
got
don't
him,
get this
find
lady.
someone to help you.
Yeah.
This guy. If you're going to die, at least die well, you know? Fuck. Oh. Lucky the car battery's still working, eh?
Things I gotta make up for. And I don't know that I can make up for all of them, but if I know that I got you all out of here, that I got you on your way back to John.
Aww.
Strand, Alicia, back to Charlie then.
Move! Love they normally struggle to find a vehicle with like any gas or anything in it. They found like 3 in this episode.
You're off the hook. Take it from a Class A asshole.
You certainly are.
Death is a certainty.
I will find my own way out of this place. Not without us, you won't.
Hey!
God, John? Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave you high and dry.
Aw, this is wholesome
Too many
content.
walkers for you to get
Apart from
through
Jim,
here.
he's an asshole.
This morning I was on the island.
We're in position.
Alicia?
Yeah, Morgan. You told me to help people.
Oh, it's like
That's what I'm doing.
the Avengers are assembling.
Where the hell did you get that from?
Passed it on the way out. Engine's dead, but generator for the hydraulics still purrs like a kitten.
Ah.
This isn't going to end well. You should leave now.
Ugh, cut her head off. What a mood killer. Oh my goodness, he's actually going to be Batman.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, hello. Oh, you don't even have the stick of destiny. Oh, fuck. Shitting hell, that was close. I mean, all things considered, it's actually going quite well, which makes me nervous. But they're starting to find Althea.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
It must have been when you were kissing
Got
me.
that down there? You told me I get to choose how I go. I think this beats pissing in the wind.
Fuck.
Sarah, you there? Yeah, Jimbo. Why? I want you to remember something.
Beer recipe. Well, at least he's redeeming himself. That's something.
Shit on a stick.
I mean, to be fair to the guy, that's fucking brave. I'll give him that.
Open my
make up close to you. It's the most important part, something no one else can know.
I kind of like that we didn't hear what that was. Fuck. I mean, he did good in the end. I'm not gonna mock him for that. He was an arsehole and boring, but he did good. She'd gone, for fuck's sake.
She's hurt. We have to look for her.
No time, kiddo.
We
We didn't
don't.
want our
Ugh.
help to begin.
Ah! Finally! Make out. Get married.
I told Jim about Virginia the first time I met him, just like I told all of you. That that's where I was headed. Well, he's not gonna make it, but I think that we can.
Yeah, but you're not in season 9 of Walking Dead, so something goes tits
So
up.
let's find out.
Damn, you've got a lot of shit on your face now. She wrote a whole fucking essay on there.
Let's go make him strong, too.
This lady. Okay, I'm not going to talk for too long because I really feel bad, but I thought this was a pretty good episode. Not my favourite. I really liked everything like surrounding like the group coming together and the character building development with that, and everyone kind of reassembling and the reunions and stuff. But I don't know, just stuff kind of surrounding that. I felt like some parts of it were a bit dragged out. But still overall a pretty solid episode that I did enjoy, and got quite a lot out of it. So hopefully we'll see Althea in the next episode, because obviously she wasn't in this one. There's a whole mystery with that, but she seems to be alive, so that's good. That's something. That's something for the finale to achieve, alongside the whole thing with Martha, because she's crazy. I do think it was interesting that normally around this point in the season, with like the big bad, they would really like raise them above the rest on like this pedestal, and everything would be going right for them, and they'd kind of be like bigging them up and stuff. So the fact that she's like injured and they kind of had her captive for a little bit was kind of an interesting kind of twist on that, which I actually quite enjoyed. But obviously she's going to cause some kind of trouble in the next episode, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with her. I imagine she's not going to survive the next one, because she's pretty banged up as it is, more like anything else. But I'm excited to see where they go with her as like the villain and stuff. So I'm not sure I quite get her motivations and stuff right now, but you know, she's a crazy lady, which is kind of interesting anyway. So yeah, there's that. And I loved all the reunions we got, even initially with like Alicia and Charlie reuniting with Strand and John. And then obviously we had John and June reuniting, and everyone on the radio was kind of talking to each other, and then they all came together at the end to save Morgan, which I really liked that whole sequence. I thought that was done really well. The whole kind of Avengers Assemble thing, I really liked that. That was kind of wholesome. And I think that was well earned as well, throughout the whole season, of getting to know all these new characters and seeing them all kind of come together. It kind of always makes you think, oh, I wish Althea was there, because then it would be like the whole gang. So it does kind of show how much I've grown attached to a lot of these people, because I really like Sarah and Wendell as well, and I really like how they're kind of showing that Sarah does have a genuinely affectionate side for people. Because I think her like last conversation with Jim and everything, I thought that was actually really sweet. Not the last conversation on the roof together, I meant on the radio where he gives her the recipe. And she does seem to have a lot of genuine affection for Althea as well, so I really like that they're kind of peeling away that layer of her in particular. So yeah, that was really cool, and I just loved everyone reuniting and coming together. Really wholesome content. Looking forward to seeing where they may take that in the finale, how they're going to wrap up that whole story. Hopefully no one I love dies. And yeah, I loved how they kind of started the episode with Strand and John kind of switching places on where they stood on, you know, being positive and stuff, and then they got saved and everything like that. Really liked that. That was really cool. And yeah, seeing Morgan kind of feel burdened by responsibility and guilt and everything, and ultimately coming around, and you know, I feel like he felt that he earned his place to be alive, and he had a bit of the guilt lifted when the people he saved came back for him anyway, and what Jim was saying to him as well, that final act, and I thought that was really cool, and I really liked Morgan's kind of journey in this episode. So yeah, looking forward to how they kind of wrap up this first season with him around. Should be interesting. And yeah, I liked Alicia and Charlie going off together, and I liked Strand's speech about those two, actually, when he was talking to John about... Was it him who said it? Yeah. When he was talking about how they knew what Charlie had taken from Alicia, because obviously she killed her brother. And now they're working together to save them, and how hopeful that is and how inspiring that is. So I really liked that. I think that's a big takeaway from season 4. Even if there's stuff you don't like, how far the characters have come, the development there, I think has actually been very, very strong, and something I've really loved about this season. So yeah, that was all really cool. Martha's just crazy. I loved everyone coming together. I loved all the different character interactions. I think a lot of them worked really, really well. And I was actually quite surprised that Jim kind of felt like the heart of the episode, and he's an arsehole. I don't like him by any means, but he went out really well. I love how he went out. Like Morgan told him, like you're gonna die, but you can choose how you die. And I like that he kind of ended up taking that to heart and helped get Morgan and everyone else to safety in like a final last brave act. So I really liked that. Not been a fan of him at all. Found him very boring and just unlikable and unpleasant. But I really liked his kind of journey in this episode and how he went out. He was very brave and kind of heroic in the end. So yeah, I liked how they kind of wrapped up Jim's arc. Even if literally everything else that came before I wasn't a big fan of. But there we are. They can brew some beer in his name now. Wonderful. Although it seems Martha's going to be using him as like the next Walker thing to make people strong, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, interesting stuff. There's a lot to really enjoy about this episode, particularly with the characters. There are a few kind of plot conveniences, I think, with like the car alarm still working after all this time, and them finding so many vehicles that had gas in, like the SWAT van and stuff. But I can kind of look past that because the character stuff we got from it, I think, worked really, really well. And that's something I think the Walking Dead shows have always been very, very good with, is the character stuff. Even in like the slower-paced episodes, just a lot of good character moments to enjoy, which I felt could be said for this one. I really enjoyed the episode overall, but the character stuff to carry it through. In particular, the ending of Jim's arc, I think, worked really well. Because as a villain, I'm not really buying Martha's kind of mentality about things, and I just don't really get it. I know she's kind of lost it, and I know she's been through a lot, like we saw in the last episode, but still, kind of strange. And yeah, there were just a few sequences I felt that were kind of just dragged out, just to fill the runtime. But overall, really good episode. I did enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to wrap up this season. Obviously, it's going to be dealing with Martha, hopefully finding Althea as well. And yeah, see how they're going to wrap up this season, because it has been a very different season from the ones before, very different story. And I think the first half and the second half of the season have felt very, very separate. It's almost hard for me to fathom that the whole thing, like the Vultures and Madison and Nick and everything in the first half of the season is even the same season. But that's not a bad thing by any means. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they wrap up the journey with these new characters and everything, how they set up season 5. Should be very, very interesting. I do know a few tidbits going into season 5, but nothing crazy. Oh, I know the crossover. I know the Walking Dead crossover that's coming, and I'm pretty sure that a character we haven't seen in a while is coming back in season 5 as well. Although I'm not entirely sure, because there are rumours that they would be coming back in this season, I thought I saw, but that doesn't seem to have happened. I don't know, I still have an episode left. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm very, very excited to see how they're going to wrap up the season. It should be very interesting. And then I can give kind of more well-rounded thoughts on the season as a whole, and where they've taken the show, this new direction and stuff, with like the new showrunners and everything. So yeah, good episode overall, pretty solid. A few things I think just a bit slow and everything, and not really buying into the villain as much now. The more we kind of see of that mindset, I'm just like, really? But yeah, overall I enjoyed it quite a bit. Loved all the character stuff we were getting, and I can't wait to see how they're going to wrap it up with the finale. So yeah, until my next reaction, thanks for watching.